Hello and welcome to SalesSpeak Studio. My name is Suresh Balasubramanian. In this episode, we are going to build on what we learned in the previous episode, which is how to go from being a vendor to a trusted advisor to your customer, and also how to elevate your customer relationships. In the last part, we learned about the three C's, that is, character, competency, and consistency, the essential components of building trust and customer loyalty. We also learned about the four broad types of sellers on the basis of their character and competency. Let's look at the characteristics of each of these four broad groups in some detail. Like with everything and everyone, there is the positives and the negatives. It is not to say that one group is better than the other. My goal is to impress upon you that irrespective of whichever category you are in right now or which category you may aspire to, try and imbibe the positives out of every category while minimizing the negatives. It will make you into a complete seller and a sales leader. Let's start with the trustworthies. These are sellers who are perceived to be trustworthy by their customers. This group's default emotional state is that of empathetic altruism, meaning that not only are such sellers extremely empathetic towards their customers, they also tend to prioritize the best interests of their customers before theirs. This state can be said to be the most evolved state that a seller can aspire to. But even the best of the best have their strong points and their weaknesses. Let us see what are some of the positives and not so positives of this group. The biggest strength of a trustworthy seller is their ability to continuously bring proactive value to their customers. They do not focus on known solutions, rather, their focus is on the things that are yet unknown to their customers and bring about unexpected value to their customers. And this is the reason why their customers hold these sellers in such high esteem. Obviously, this group is very high on emotional intelligence. That is, they are able to navigate and break through to their customers' limbic brains and gain their confidence and trust. One of the hallmarks of a trusted advisor is to talk less and listen more. This is called active listening, which means listening not only to the things that are being spoken, but also listening to the unspoken. Last but not the least, this group always focuses on the long term. Now, things are not always perfect for a trustworthy seller. They too have areas of improvement. The key one being their tendency to overcommit, thanks to their overzealousness, sometimes to do good for their customers. This group, because their focus is on the long term, also faces difficulty in the transactional stuff. One drawback being in their ability to close sales. Because they see themselves as an advisor, they also get challenged in balancing their sales and advisory roles. And this often leads to complacency among the trustworthies. Now, if you look at the opportunists, their default emotional state is one of opportunistic manipulation. That is, they are constantly seeking out opportunities and ways to manipulate the situation in their favor. Opportunists are extremely persuasive by nature. By way of a less flattering example, think of some of the street side salespeople you find in crowded marketplaces. Their survival depends on them being able to take advantage of every customer that walks past them. They obviously have a very good understanding of consumer psychology. They can adapt very quickly to a particular situation, and like I mentioned, these types are extremely goal oriented. While on the flip side, these individuals are extremely self serving. That is, they only care about themselves. They put their own interest before that of their customers. They engage in what is called deceptive communication, that is, half truths, or in extreme cases, falsehoods, which is being passed off as truths. They almost never have any empathy, and their natural preference is to gain control and dominance over their customers to achieve their own goals. Now, when you examine a seller with a supplier mindset, their default emotional state is what we call transactional pragmatism. This emotional state reflects a focus on efficiency, reliability, and meeting the immediate needs rather than fostering deep emotional connections with their customers. Such people are generally very reliable, have reasonably good problem solving abilities, with a very strong product knowledge, and tend to offer more variety of choices to their customers. On the flip side, don't expect a seller with this kind of a mindset to offer any sort of personalization or customization. They don't care much for intimacy or customer experience. They rely on minimum interaction and communication and generally provide their customers with very little value addition. Finally, the emotional state of a seller who is a technical expert is that of detached dogmatism. Dogmatism is all about following a set of rules or processes without consideration for others' views or opinions. While dogmatism is negative for an individual, it can be socially beneficial. Such people are extremely analytical and detailed oriented. They excel in their respective subjects and possess, in general, a lot of patience and like to solve problems. On the flip side, these people lack intimacy, rely on very, very basic communication, and often possess a tinge of haughtiness due to their expert status. In the next week's session, I shall introduce the third C, that is consistency, to further categorize these four groups. I hope you found this session valuable. As always, please like, share, and subscribe to this channel. I'm eager to hear your comments, feedback, and about topics that you may like me to cover in the coming sessions. Till next week, happy selling.